This is the BS6 compliant Kawasaki Ninja 650, and as you can see, it's more than just a mechanical upgrade. The styling revision give the motorcycle a big bike look and make it even more desirable than ever before. Now the motorcycle has proven its mettle as a sports tourer, but can it be your everyday motorcycle? Something that you can take out to buy groceries or commute to work? Here we try to answer that question. But before we get to that, let us give you a quick look on what's new on the latest iteration of the motorcycle. The most evident upgrade is this new full LED headlight that resembles the unit on the Kawasaki Ninja 400 and the ZX-XR. The fairing too gets a sharper design that enhances the overall aesthetics of the motorcycle. Moreover, the windscreen gets a revised angle that's flush fit and it flows with the design of the fairing. To top it off, Kawasaki has added Kawasaki Racing Team graphics on the Ninja 650 that enhance the overall look of the motorcycle. The motorcycle is also available in two other color options, lime green and pearl flat stardust. More changes are evident in the cockpit that now features a modern color TFT display with Bluetooth connectivity. The setup works with Kawasaki Riderology the app, although it does not offer controls to incoming calls or music. The smartphone app shows data about the vehicle and the riding log. If you own a premium model like the Ninja 1000 SX or the H2 series, you can set parameters such as riding modes, traction control, etc. The instrument cluster packs a clean layout and it's easy to read all the information on the screen. The readings include a large gear position indicator on the left top. The tachometer runs through the length of the display and the red line is clearly marked at 10,000 RPM. The speedometer occupies the right side of the screen while the fuel gauge is on the left bottom. The odometer, engine temperature and fuel economy details are on the bottom. Rider can toggle between the readings at the bottom to get data about average speed, trip meter, range, etc. Venture beyond the instrument cluster and the design looks similar to the old Ninja 650. Thus, you would find a muscular fuel tank, split style saddle and a compact underbelly exhaust. Under all the aesthetics, Kawasaki has retained the chassis and other components of the old Ninja 650. While the underpinnings have not received any change, the BS6 model benefits from Dunlop Road Sport 2 tires that work really well in dry conditions. The BS6 model, despite complying with the newest emission norms, continues to put out similar power and torque output numbers as the BS4 model. The 649cc parallel twin-cylinder liquid-cooled engine makes 67.3 bhp and 64 Nm of peak torque. The motor packs a meaty mid-range that makes the Ninja 650 versatile and easy to use. Keep the rev counter anywhere above 2000 RPM and the motorcycle will keep marching forward without much fuss. It starts to pull away cleanly from 4000 RPM with a noticeable step up closer to the 7000 RPM mark. The power delivery is linear, so novice riders wouldn't find it intimidating. Still, there's enough grunt in the motor to keep the experienced riders engaged. The second gear will take you past a ton on the speedometer, while the third cog will cross 130 km before hitting the red line. You can keep the rev counter at 5000 RPM in the 6th gear, and the Ninja 650 would cruise at 100 km per hour all day long without any strain on the engine and sufficient reserves of power for quick overtakes. The heat from the engine is well managed, and while the motor did get hot, it didn't really cause much discomfort. The meaty mid-range ensures that the motorcycle is easy to ride in the city. The heat management is commendable, and despite taking the Ninja 650 out for a spin on a hot October afternoon, things were pretty comfortable. While the engine is praiseworthy, the refinement levels have some scope for improvement. There is a noticeable tingling sensation from the saddle and the foot pegs right from the mid-range. Moreover, the 6-speed gearbox feels slick and works fine for most of the time, although we faced issues with the downshifts on more than one occasion. The braking setup feels sharp and it packs a good bite. Thus, the Ninja 650 sheds speed faster than you would anticipate. The setup comprises of 300mm twin rotors at the front and a 220mm single disc at the rear. Both rotors are grabbed by Nissan-sourced calipers, while the safety net includes dual-channel ABS. The suspension setup, which comprises of 41 mm telescopic front forks and a preload adjustable rear monoshock, is set for comfort. Thus, the Ninja 650 would glide over most undulations effortlessly and deliver a comfortable ride quality. The tuning, however, affects the handling, and you'd especially notice it around the corners. Direction changes are quick, although do not expect a super sport style response in the handling department. It takes some efforts when going from side to side. The ergonomics are committed enough to feel sporty, but they are not too aggressive to cause discomfort. The clip-on style handlebars are tall set, while the foot pegs aren't too rear set, and this delivers a comfortable rider's triangle. The seat has sufficient room to move around, and you can move behind and tuck behind the windscreen when going fast on a straight line. Moreover, at 5 feet 10 inch tall, I can place both my feet flat on the ground, which comes really handy when moving the motorcycle in tight parking spaces. On the downside though, the 130 mm of ground clearance isn't too tall, and you have to maneuver carefully over tall speed breakers so that you don't scrape the bottom. The turning radius is sufficiently short to filter through bumper-to-bumper traffic, although the mirrors are wide and you'd either have to fold them or be extra cautious when making your way between the cars. Let me fire up the motorcycle for you to hear the exhaust note. So, is this the do-it-all dexterity that you'll need in your garage? In a single word, yes. It's well behaved in the lower revs, and it packs sufficient punch in the mid and the higher revs, which can come really handy in city. At the same time, the motorcycle will go mile munching over the weekends as you sit cocooned behind the full fairing design. On the downside, the refinement levels could have been better and the ground clearance could have been higher, but that's not really a deal breaker. It's not very expensive either. At 6.24 lakh, it's just 34,000 rupees more expensive than its predecessor. And it's a perfect motorcycle for anyone who's planning to upgrade to the middleweight segment.